There is a reason you can open a bag of chips just for a few bites and reach the bottom without realizing what happened. It is not because you are weak. It is not because you have no discipline. And it is not because food companies accidentally became good at making snacks impossible to stop eating. This was studied, tested, measured, engineered. Decades ago, a researcher named Howard Moskowitz helped change the way food companies think about taste. He was not trying to cook the best meal. He was trying to find something far more profitable, the exact formula that makes people come back again and again. That idea became known as the bliss point. The bliss point is the sweet spot where a food gives you maximum pleasure without becoming too much. Not too salty, not too sweet, not too rich. Just enough to keep your brain interested, but not enough to make you stop. And once the food industry understood that point, the game changed. Before this, companies often believed there was one perfect version of a product, one perfect pasta sauce, one perfect level of sweetness, one perfect texture. But Moskowitz discovered something more valuable. People do not all crave the same thing. Some people want smooth. Some want spicy. Some want sweet. Some want thick and chunky. So instead of creating one product for everyone, companies could create many versions of the same product, each one designed for a different type of craving. That is why supermarket shelves look the way they do today. It is not just variety. It is segmentation. Every flavor, every texture, every version exists because someone realized your preference can be turned into a product category. You are not choosing from the shelf. The shelf was built around you. And the deeper problem is that these foods are not only designed to taste good, they are designed to bypass the signals your body uses to protect itself. In nature, foods are usually limited in a very specific way. Fruit gives you sugar, but almost no fat. Meat gives you fat and protein, but almost no sugar. Natural foods rarely combine high sugar and high fat in the same package. But modern processed food does exactly that. Cake, donuts, chocolate bars, ice cream, pastries, cookies. These foods hit the brain with a combination that was incredibly rare for most of human history. Fat and sugar together signal energy, safety, survival, abundance. Your brain does not treat that signal casually. It treats it like something precious. The problem is that your brain evolved in a world where that kind of food was rare. It did not need a strong stop button because you were not surrounded by unlimited hyper-palatable food every day. Now you are. And the food companies know it. That is why processed food does not behave like normal food. Take something like a cheese puff or a light crisp snack. It melts quickly. It breaks down fast. It almost disappears in your mouth. That is not a random texture choice. Food scientists have studied how quickly a product dissolves, how much chewing it requires, how heavy it feels, and how long it stays in your mouth. There is even a concept called vanishing caloric density. It means the food disappears so quickly that your brain does not fully register how much you have eaten. You get the taste. You get the reward. But you do not get the same fullness signal you would get from whole food. That is why you can eat hundreds of calories from snack food and still feel like you barely ate anything. Your mouth experienced the flavor. Your body absorbed the calories. But your brain did not receive a clear stop message in time. And that timing matters. Your stomach is slow. It can take around 20 minutes for your body to send strong fullness signals to your brain. Real food naturally slows you down. You chew more. You pause more. You process texture. You feel volume. your body has time to catch up. Ultra-processed food does the opposite. It is soft, fast, easy, and dense. You can eat it quickly before your body has time to realize what happened. By the time the signal arrives, the damage is already done. This is why just listen to your hunger is weak advice when the food in front of you was built to distort your hunger. Your appetite system is not broken. It is being outpaced. And the scariest part is that the more often you eat these foods, the less rewarding they may become. Scientists have studied how repeated exposure to highly rewarding foods affects the brain. In one study involving teenagers, researchers looked at how the brain reacted to a milkshake. The teenagers who consumed ice cream more often showed a weaker reward response. That matters because it suggests something ugly. The more often you chase the pleasure, the less pleasure you may actually get. So you eat more. Not because it feels amazing, but because the old amount no longer gives you the same effect. That is how tolerance works.